I certainly made a huge mistake, not only meeting him in the first place, but I met with him a number of times. He was a bad person.
Bill Gates says he regrets his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein.
I didn't realize that meeting with him almost downplayed the incredibly awful things he did.
The billionaire businessman sat down with the Today Show on Tuesday to discuss his new book, How to Prevent the Next Pandemic, and opened up about his association with the late financier. According to a 2019 story in the New York Times, the 66-year-old Microsoft co-founder met with Epstein several times beginning in 2011.
I certainly made a huge mistake. I didn't realize that meeting with him almost downplayed the incredibly awful things he did.
Epstein was already a convicted sex offender when their meetings began. In 2008, Epstein pled guilty to procuring a person under 18 for prostitution and felony solicitation of prostitution. And in a recent interview with CBS Mornings, Bill's ex-wife Melinda seemed to suggest that his association with Epstein put a strain on their marriage.
I did not like that he'd had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, no.
And you made that clear to him?
I made that clear to him. I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time.
Did you?
Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards. So, my heart breaks for these young women.
Bill and Melinda announced their divorce last year after 27 years of marriage.
Forbes thinks that Bill Gates is worth $130 billion. That would be the biggest divorce settlement that we are aware of.
And Gates, he says he met with Epstein to raise money.
I had a goal of raising money for global health. I didn't realize that meeting with him almost downplayed the incredibly awful things he did. I learned more about that over time, but I'd add that to the list of big mistakes, including where Melinda's advice was sound and I should have followed it sooner than I did.
Epstein was found dead in his jail cell in 2019, with medical examiners ruling his death a suicide. He had been awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking charges.
You never saw anything where you thought, this doesn't feel right. Linda kind of had a visceral reaction the first time she met him.
No, he was a bad person, and I had a reason that I thought those meetings would lead to something good, but I shouldn't have done them.
Now Gates says he's in a new chapter of life, healing and moving on from the past.
Well, the divorce is definitely a sad thing. I have responsibility for causing a lot of pain to my family. It was a tough year. I feel good that all of us are moving forward now. My oldest got married. Melinda and I are, continuing to work together. So, it was sad and tragic, but, now we're moving together.